So here we are. The Growlers still exist. We are not done yet. It has been roughly a week since the last upload. Again, that video talked a lot about the future plans that are in the works for this channel. For better or worse, I think people understand the circumstances that I'm in. Even if there might be some tone differences, there might be something I can do about that, though. But regardless, a lot of focus this past week has gone on roster editing, which I'm in the home stretch. So we have probably another season or two of this. We might just get to the final few years anyway and just go the full 25 to see what the hell happens. And as well, of course, kicking things off on the podcast side of things, which again, for those of you that missed that, check out really the most recent videos, of course, the big 3-hour full cut of it. And of course, the smaller videos that talk about each division in full. Again, my buddy Deej and I, starting the Two Geese Take podcast. It is a real thing. We are going to give it the old college try and see where the hell it leads. Talking about, again, hockey and pretty much everything we care to talk about, whether it be actually like the video game side of things, other sports as well. We're going to talk about whatever. So again, check that out, the Two Geese Take podcast, of course. We should be uploading it here. Might be doing some stuff with the Patreon as well in the near future. And of course, you can find it on Spotify, hopefully soon on Apple Music as well. And any other things that you listen to, any other platforms that you listen to podcasts on. Hey, if it's of interest, let me know in the comments. And again, we'll try to get that set up. And of course, there's been the esports commentary for NHL Gamers. So I've been a busy boy as of late. But again, we are not done yet with the Growlers. And dare I say, I'm somewhat optimistic. We have lost Cole Huckins. We have lost Nicky Rue. And this is the team that we are left with, but I think somehow, some way this might work out. A top line of Philippe Réaume next to Zach Leroux at 35 years old, and Tim Orr. The second line, Bear May, the former third overall pick of ours, is next to Wes Corazzini and Jaden Hines. A third line of Mauricio Moses with Mason Gianna, who has really stepped up as of late. 99 offensive awareness and shot powers as well. He is next to Aiden Hannon on his right. And the fourth line is Sheldon Brennan, Gail Cracknell, and Todd Thomas. There is some potential here. Now, forward depth hasn't always been the biggest issue. It's been the defense, but we might have something here. Gord Gerby, the former third overall pick in, of course, this year's draft, will be alongside Hugo Laflamme. Stefan Sauvé, who is still a medium elite, will be next to Simon Belmar, and Philippe Sauvé will be next to Pierre Leroy. It's decent. The goaltending is the big concern in overall only, but it's Bernard Papineau and Jackson Fox, who, again, fresh out of the draft, is into this lineup. The 69th overall pick. Like I said, this hope here, this optimism here, could it be completely misguided? Is this going to be a disaster? Potentially. I think we all, at this point, still kind of look to every season with lowered expectations. We'll see what happens type of attitude. And indeed, we will see what happens. I am, again, trying. It's not necessarily like forcing myself to be optimistic here, but I do think that we could, in effect, get lucky. And maybe somehow, some way, things go our way. Otherwise, as was brought up in the comments section of the last video, we will just be left to continue to think about what would have happened had we won in Game 7. Oh, so long ago. So we are salary cap compliant, of course. Everything is good to go. And now is the time where we get to name our new captain. Gord Gerby is a presence in the locker room, but again, you see we really kind of lack strong leaders. So, whoops, didn't mean to go back to the same spot. But in terms of the captain, I feel like it's obvious it is Zach Leroux. I gave Wes Corazzini and Hugo Laflamme letters, which again, we're going to stick with that, of course. I don't remember if we gave Leroux the captaincy last year. We actually might have. But regardless, that is clearly our leadership group for the season. So let's do this. As they say, let's go. The overalls for the season sit at an 85, an 85, and a 71. Compared to the Blues, we are competitive. Very much competitive compared to the St. Louis Blues, which might not mean much because they could be the worst team in the league this year. But if we get decent goaltending, and you never know, we might be able to make this happen. Of course, we have a top-notch coaching staff, as you would suspect. We just beat Pittsburgh 11-4, for God's sake, so it's not as if we can't score goals. But if there's consistency, if the goaltending is on point, if the defense shows up, if the offense can continue to put up points, if this coaching staff can get the most out of this team, who's to say? I mean, we have lost, we did just lose 5 in a row there after a pretty good start to the month. But we are going to enter December in second place through 23 games. 28 points now. The Bruins a little bit ahead, although we do have a game in hand on them, so that's not that bad. Let's take a look at the team here as Philippe Réaume, a decent 24 points in 23 games. Leroux with 19 points and 18 for Tim Orr. Kind of a shame Leroux and Orr are both playmakers, but for the sake of chemistry, we went with both of them being on that spot. The only other option, I think, would be swapping Mauricio Moses or Gianna, but Mason Gianna or Mauricio Moses. Honestly, putting Gianna on the top line really boosts up that third line. And of course, Tim Orr just dropped off the face of the earth in terms of overall. Second line is Bear May with a decent 11 points. Wes Corazzini's doing quite well, as is Jaden Hines. Imagine that. One of our better players finally starting to produce. Helps a lot. Moses with 7 points, 15 for Gianna, and 21 for Aiden Hannon. I think we got to make that change for the sake of that +3. Let's get Mason Gianna onto this higher line. He's a pretty good centerman. So we'll see how that affects it. Tim Orr's not that bad, though. I know Moses was a little bit better. But we're going to make that change. And then the fourth line of Sheldon, Brennan, Gale, Cracknell, and Todd Thomas absolutely sucks 5-on-5. But we're going to stick with it because the next best thing would be John Weber, Maurice Durand, which could work out. Of course, Boucher, Cogliano, some familiar faces. But we'll give it a little bit longer. Defensively, Gord Gerby only has 2 points and a +1, but he's hanging in there. Laflemme doing pretty well. Sauve and Belmar's okay. The other Sauve-Leroy pairing is pretty good, though. I cannot clear my throat right now. It's brutal. And then we get to the goaltending. An .891 for Jackson Fox and .885 for Bernard Papineau. That is the one thing that we have been missing throughout this entire damn series is a goaltender who can stop a puck. No matter the overall, we have not been able to see what happens here, though, through the next month, and maybe we can find a little bit of consistency, or maybe we're going to crash back down to earth here, and it looks like that's going to be the case. Yep, we have 1, make it 2, 3 wins. Okay, a strong end to the month, kind of. 19, 17, and 1. We're not horrifically out of it, but obviously we fell off a little bit. 3 points behind Florida, who currently have the 8th seed. As Gianna immediately jumped up to an 80, which is very nice. Again, 5-on-5, Réaume, Leroux, Gianna. Oh, Gianna's not that bad, I guess. Bear May, Corazzini, Hines looking good in terms of point production. Honestly, the point production is solid. It's just the goaltending. Laflemme's a -6 somehow. It's just the goaltending. Everything else is at least okay. God damn it, if we could just have a goalie. It wasn't Nick Russia. It wasn't Cousineau. It wasn't this guy. It wasn't that guy. If we could just have a goalie who could make a stop. We're clearly a playoff team. So frustrating. Do we sign Castonguay at this point? Jesus, let's give DeRoche and Rafalski a chance as a 1-2 punch. What is the worst that could happen? We might as well. Neither of those two are getting it done. Technically, this would send Fox to junior. Papineau would be on waivers. Papineau wasn't claimed. The other guy back to junior. So DeRoche and Rafalski will be the 1-2 punch in the AHL. And if I have to sign that other goddamn goalie who was like a 70 or a 69, I think, I will do it. DeRoche and Rafalski are the 1-2 punch. Papineau and this random free agent goalie in boys will be the option there, the Bois. So here we go. We're going to go into February. This team might collapse here. If they do, so be it. Let's see how it goes. Have we found a goaltender that can make a stop? I mean, we gave up 5 goals in the first 2 games after asking that question, but look at this. The offense waking up. The goaltending, not horrible. And all of a sudden, the Growlers have surged their way back into a playoff spot. 27-21 and 1, 55 points. I mean, we wouldn't be in a playoff spot right now. It has to be this third spot because the wild card, the 8th seed, is on 60 points. We have a shot here at making the playoffs. Rayom on a spectacular 53 points. LaRue doing well. Gianna's crushing it right now. Bear May with 15 goals. I mean, Jaden Hines, of all people, is finally scoring. 21 goals for Aiden Hannon on the third line. Clearly has power play time, but he's getting it done. Defensively, I do want to check the penalty minutes for Gerby. And then goaltending, DeRoche has a 902. That's all we need. A 900 save percentage can get this team closer to a playoff spot. It is ridiculous that is all it takes. And we talked about it a lot, like, oh, it's kind of like the biggest failure for this team. And we thought that it might be, he's set to never. He just takes a shitload of penalties. We thought it might be like, oh, with the lack of depth scoring or the defensive struggles. No, it's been the goaltending. Let's go through February. Trade deadline, of course, is never a thing for us. Can we make this happen? Please, please, please. Can we pull off a miracle here where we're losing more games than we can afford to lose? Oh, it's going to be close. We're such a streaky team. Win 2, lose 3, win 2, win 3. Obviously, we'd be listed as sellers. I should clearly list us as buyers. Maybe there'd be a morale boost to that. 33, 27, and 2. The day after the deadline, March 1st. We are 2 points out of a playoff spot with 20 games to go. If we're going to make it, it's likely going to be as one of the top 3 seeds in the Atlantic. We have a chance. We control our destiny here. We really do. Philippe Rayom's down to an 83 apparently, but has 64 points. LaRue's still looking good. Gianna's been spectacular. Bear May has 16 goals. I mean, everyone's contributing here. I mean, again, the plus-minus on the fourth line scares me, but damn it, people are putting up points. Gerby's on 50 penalty minutes. I mean, I think the clear change here has been the goaltending. DeRoche, I mean, an 889's not quite cutting it, though. Rafalski's been okay. I think at this stage, we go for this here. Castonguay, congratulations. 67 overall. Yves Castonguay is going to get an opportunity here. As dumb as that sounds. I don't trust Bernard DeRoche anymore. Just not consistent enough. DeRoche down, Castonguay up. We're going to rely on a 71 and a 67 overall goaltender. Out of pure desperation that one of these two can consistently stop a goddamn puck. And if they can't, we go with Bernard Papineau again, just to see if he wants to turn it around. Come on, let's go halfway through the month here. 2 weeks away. We lose to St. Louis. We beat Winnipeg, beat Toronto, lose to Carolina, lose to Pittsburgh, lose to Ottawa, beat Nashville. 2 points out of a playoff spot. 3 more games here. Vegas, LA, and Dallas. We beat the Golden Knights. We beat LA. We beat Dallas. We're right there. 2 points back of a playoff spot. It takes 83 to get the wild card. We're still just right there. God, make the playoffs, please. McCastiquet is a 909. Rafalski at an 899. We have Calgary next. Very good team. Can we get the win? Yes. 1 point back of Florida. 3 points back of the Blue Jackets with a game at hand. We play Buffalo. We lose. This game against Columbus is huge. We have 8 games left. We're 2 points out of the playoffs right now. 5 points behind Columbus. We need to beat the Blue Jackets and ideally Colorado here as well, who are not a very good team. We lose, but it's a shootout loss. I'll take it. 2 points back. If we beat Columbus here, we're in a damn good spot. Yes! Yes! Come on! We can do this. Now, the Panthers do have a game at hand on us. The Sabres, we have a game at hand on them, and we're only 2 points back. 4 points back of the Blue Jackets. This is going to go right down to the wire. Florida, now on 87 points. We have that game at hand. The Blue Jackets on 89. Can we beat a meh Anaheim team? Yes, we can. Come on. 7 of our last 10. 1 point out of a playoff spot with 2 games at hand on Buffalo. Can we beat the incredible New York Rangers? No, we can't, but again, we get a pity point. The Growlers, with 4 games left, are in a playoff spot. Holy hell. Okay, now we're not, but again, we have the games at hand on Florida and especially on Buffalo. 3 points back of the Blue Jackets with 2 games at hand. We control our destiny here. Montreal, good team, good record. We lose 5-1. Edmonton, good record, meh run of form. We lose 5-2. The Canadiens have clinched a playoff spot. The Blue Jackets have we missed. Oh my God, we missed. The loss to the Canadiens was too much. We can finish on 92 points, but the Habs will have the tiebreaker. We were so fucking close, man. But we lose. We go 1-2-1 in our last 4. And the Growlers miss out by 2 points. 2 goddamn points away from the 8th seed. Oh, that is hard. I genuinely thought we were going to pull that off. Wow. Carolina had the most points. For anybody that missed, we had the second most. Goals for 3.4 a game. We were one of the league's better offenses. I just think the problem is, we ended up with average goaltending. It was just too inconsistent. 20% power play was decent, maybe slightly towards the bottom. Our penalty kill, mid-table as well. We just weren't good enough. Rayom, LaRue, Corazzini, Gianna, all with at least 20 goals. Hannon hit 20 goals. God, we finally got the consistent goal scoring up and down the lineup, except for Thomas and Brennan. And I hate to think that we may have just wasted our last chance to make the playoffs. So Flem and Leroy were great. Defensively, for the most part, we were okay. The problem was our best goaltending came from fucking Rafalski and Castanguay this season. I hope that we get another shot and that it's not over. That we have a chance. You see there, 9-19, 9-13, like goaltending was down across the league again. All we needed was just an above 900 save percentage on the season and we would have made it. And we just couldn't get it. I think we have the right team, the right team at this stage. It's just, can we find the goaltender? Deschamps can't be selected. It looks like we'll hopefully get Hunter Matthews, but I think he'll be out of reach. And Raphael Danier, I guess it'd be Danier. Maybe Dagenais. Looks like he'll be our top draft pick, unless we go with Gaspard Lehoux. Who might be a medium elite. So we at least have a couple of options in the draft. Obviously, if Matthews is there, we take him. Otherwise, we go for the defense. There's a couple members of the Titan that are up there as well. And another defenseman, probably a low top 4 in Pierre Mercier. So we have options in this draft for position players. Okay. He's rated 142. Jerome Traverse is available to us. Is he the chosen one? I know it seems crazy, but is he the chosen one? Is that the guy? Is that the medium elite goalie that we get and just immediately throw to the Wolves to see what the fuck happens? He might be. Burnaby's going to round 2. Good for the playoff experience for that team. Oh, man. We were so close to making the playoffs. Detroit and Utica crowned champions here in 2039. As the Red Wings were able to beat the Montreal Canadiens in the final. The Habs making it to back-to-back Cup finals. And losing both of them. You'll love to see it. Just got to look at the awards here. I think we can do this. Again, we're going to need a little bit of luck on our side. Just a little bit. Papineau actually won an award, which is hilarious. The draft lottery's first. To determine where we get our pick, and we get 15th. So unless, I was going to save the draft for the last, for the next episode, I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. Make it up to you guys for the lack of videos as of late. As you get to look there, we're at the point where like Dylan Cousins, Tim Stützle, Quentin Byfield. These guys are all retiring. Cale Makar better than Quinn Hughes. You heard it here first. Damn. I really thought we were going to make it. Let's knock this draft out of the park. Because if we do, we have time to see these guys make it through. We go to the 15th overall pick. We pretty much know Matthews is going to be off the board. And he is. 71 medium top 6. Huge pick there for Toronto. Oh, Ottawa. Jesus. You thought the Jake Sanderson pick was controversial. So we go here then again. Bergevin not eligible. Tavares. So it comes down to these two defensemen. I suppose these forwards as well. And then obviously we're going to look for Mercier in the next round. So ideally it would be one of these defensemen. I mean, it's not as if Tanya here's anything decent. Gaspard Lehoux very much is, though. Yeah, I mean, clearly it would be Gaspard here for forwards. Valaket looks like he could be sick. But obviously we don't need the forward help as much as we need that defensive help. And the issue with Valaket, high top 9, he's also 20 years old. Not often in this game you see someone, an overager, go in the second round. We clearly have to go for Gaspard Lehoux. Clearly. We need another defenseman in the mix. So from the Moncton Wildcats, Gaspard Lehoux is our pick in the first round. He is a 69 overall medium top 4 defenseman. Will he immediately play at the NHL level? I do not know. As we get a look at the other players here. Valaket, the high 9. Mowers, quick. Guy named Cummins. Let's see who else went in the first round here. Low elite 74 overall grinder. The New York Rangers, and then Danye went to Montreal. Wasn't that good. So, clearly, Mercier. It's really not much of a discussion outside of Gaucher. And then there's also Barron. That low elite dude looks like he could be sick, but again, if there's a defenseman to take that might be half decent, we got to take him. 17-year-old Pierre Mercier, low top 4 or not, has to be the pick here. And indeed, he is a low top 4 to 63 overall. I don't hate it. I think obviously, it just sucks whenever you see a gem that you kind of know they're going to be a low top 6 or a low top 4 this year. It's absolutely brutal. Shout out to McMuffin. So next up, Nielsen should be available by the time we have a pick next. Another defenseman. Ooh. Big boy, but a good offensive defenseman. Figure that one out. Then there's Barron. No thanks. Or Gaucher. If he's a low elite, we know we can kind of cheese it. We have the 79th overall selection. Obviously, there are 32 teams in the league. Do the math on that. 111. Odds are Cooper Nielsen's not going to be there. We have to make the choice. We could hope, because of where our scouts have him, but I think we're just off the mark to see Cooper Nielsen there. Do we take this defenseman who magically has good puck skills, or do we take this forward? Nielsen is an overager. Fantastic leader. I said earlier in this episode we were missing a leader. Obviously, there's a big chance we take this defenseman. It's a swing and a miss, and this dude's actually a low elite. I don't deny that. If that defenseman isn't available, we could go for Parise Traverse. Yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, we're going to be going for Traverse anyway after. Let's do this. Let's take Marcel Gaucher with this pick. Low 6, kind of blows. 111. Nielsen's gone. He was a low top 6. We still made the right choice. Neither player was all that good, all things considered. And that leaves us with a fairly obvious pick. I don't even have to look at who else is available. It's Jerome Traverse. Medium elite. Jerome, are you my hero? You might be. 59 overall, medium elite at 19 years old. Is a goalie that we're taking in 2039. The one that can finally get it done if the two goalies we played this year aren't it already. Because heading into next season, you bet your ass we're running with the two goalies we finished the season with. Unless we run with this guy. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have too many options here at the end of this draft. There's Pierre St. Louis. We don't know much about. I think our best bet here is to probably look at the younger players available because some of these guys might end up being good next year. For overagers, there's basically nobody outside of Pierre Plus of Cape Breton and Laurent Fichaud of Moncton. Another option from Moncton, Cameron Pietrangelo. Okay, and what about for the younger options here? Gilbert Daig. Is he the only one? Raphael Growlers, perhaps, from St. John. Okay. So I think clearly here we just risk it with the two younger guys. Let's take Gilbert Daig with this pick, who is a low bottom 6. Big yikes. Big yikes. And we'll also take the other 17-year-old Raphael Growlers, who is a low bottom 6. All right, well, that strategy didn't work. Pick number 207, shout out to Maine. And it's either Plus, Fichaud, or Pietrangelo, who we already know about. Fichaud's a defenseman. A- physical, maybe. Fichaud, welcome. You might be an enforcer, and you are. 59 overall, medium 7th enforcer, in fact. So, all in all, I think we did okay. We added a defenseman into the mix. We added another goaltender into the mix. I am going to have to re-sign some staff members and a whole shitload of scouts. But I think we may have made this work. I didn't notice us lose anybody to retirement either. LaRue's still there. In fairness, I forgot to look. So if we just kind of unceremoniously lost anybody, I apologize. I'm sure you'll notice. Obviously, goaltending-wise, Papineau, still sign him because he can still improve a little bit. We have to make that call. Do you think Traverse is the guy? Or do we leave him unsigned and just go with Rafalski and Castonguay just to see what happens at the start of the year? But I think DeRoche, Papineau, and Fox are probably going to start in the AHL. Belmar, what do you guys think here about Simon Belmar? He wasn't amazing this season. And obviously in his career, you see the numbers at the bottom. Do we let go of Simon Belmar? Do we let go of Philippe Sauvé as well? Sauvé was okay this past season, though. Or do we just stick with them to see, hey, who else is going to be on this roster? And, of course, for goaltenders, Lehoux. Do we sign him? And shit, do we sign Mercier? Do we not care about the overall? Do we just care about the potential and sign these guys just to see what the hell happens? Shit, look at Gianna. Didn't start the season as the highest overall. You go to low elite, and there you go. He's looking amazing right now. If this core can stay intact without much regression and perform at the extent that they did this past season, I think we have a shot. Maybe, just maybe. Of course, Crooks as well could be welcome back to the NHL roster. A lot of different ways we could set the team up. I'm going to end it at this stage. I thank you for watching, for sticking with this series. Again, we're getting to the end of it, that's for sure. And again, sooner rather than later here, as I'm almost done with the roster editing. It is a process, though. I will see you all in the next one. Until then, have a good one. Take it easy. And God damn it, go Growlers, we are not done.